दूध वाला थोड़ा काम कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा काम करने से।
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, so group 3, are you all here? Arijit, Rocky, Nandini, Prasad, Akriti, and Sudarshan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone is here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you all can now start the presentation.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, ma'am. So before starting the presentation, I just want to apologize on behalf of my group that we couldn't present our presentation on Friday due to some reasons. So, so actually we have created the Meti design too. So let me share my screen first. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, Piyush.
Okay. So let me show you the demo first, then we'll dive into the code after that. So this is the landing page of our whole website. So here some logos are there, some options are there, the login button, everything is there. And after clicking on the designing button, you can register yourself. So if you want, I can register the new user. Otherwise, I have already the register user. So I will just add the credentials. After that, it will be logged in. After that, this is the dashboard part. So actually, it will take some time because I have deployed the backend. So it is taking some time to load all the designs that I have created. So this is the dashboard. After clicking on the about, so this is some information about our project, that what are the future scopes, what are the features that we have in that project. Everything is there. Then we have one review section. So all the reviews of the customers will be stored here. After that, after clicking on that button, this is the main, that is editor part. So here you can enter the name of your design, like let me type the nature. After that, you have two options like pencil and eraser. So here you can just type anything with the pencil. You can fix the size of the pencil. There is the size of eraser. After that, there are some shapes that you can add, like rectangle, square, circle, oval, triangle. Everything is there. You can choose anyone. For example, I'm choosing the kite. So it will be shown like this. You can adjust the size as well, like this. After that, we have move up, move down button. So let me show you how it is work. For example, I'm adding another shape like this. Let me change the color first. Okay. So this is the another. So for example, I want to pop up the big one. So I will just move down it. So it will be go to downside of the big part. So this is how the move up and move down function will be work. Then we have the font of the text. We can add the text. So there are some fonts, you can choose anything. Like there is one text I am choosing, and just write the text like nature, or click OK. Then the nature will be shown here like this. After that, uh, all this thing, we have one more option, that is rotate option. So here you can rotate your design anything you want. After that, there is three options are there to upload the image. If you want to upload the local image from your local system, you can upload it like this. For example, I'm uploading this image. You can rotate this as well. You just need to select the image and you will be able to rotate it. After that, if you want to save this in your cloud, in the Cloudinary, as well as it will be saved into your backend. So it will be saved in your, and if you want to download, so it will be download in your local system. So this is how our whole project will be work. After that, if you want to just delete anything, just select that and delete it, so it will be gone. After saving this, you will be able to see all the recent design will be here. So it will take some time because I have deployed the backend in the sorry, I have deployed the backend, so it will take some time only. Before that, there is one more option that is all the design will be here. So you can arrange them based on the date created or based on the title. So these are all the designs that I have created. For example, these are the designs, and there are two options of there. If you want to delete them, there is option. You can click on it and you can delete it simply. Let me see. This is load again. I should use the local host instead of deployment link. And there is the one blog option is there, but it is not working for yet. This is for the future scope. Like if you want to add another page, for example, like contact us, or is there any page, so you can use here, you can add this page here. Like if you want to update this, so you will be able to update it. Just do all the changes whatever you want, so you will be able to do it. So it was our whole project. Now let's come to the code part. So I would like to call my friend. So it will start explaining the code in authorization and authentication. So Anshuman, over to you.
Good morning, ma'am. And today I am explaining the code of my authentication part. So let me share my screen, please. Yes, my screen is visible now, ma'am.
Yes, yes, you are visible.
Okay. So, so good morning, everyone. I'll start by explaining the code of my login page. So in the first line, I import React from the React library because it's required to use datasets and create function in component. In React, then I import the use state hook from React. This hook help us to store and update the values entered in the input field like email and password. After that, I define my function component and name login using an arrow function. Inside the component, I created two state variable using use state. Like these are the use state. Sorry, this use is loading and form data this type of. And these variables will hold the values entered by the user in the login form. Next, I write the function called handle submit. This is this function is called when the user click on the login button. Inside handle submit, I first write e.prevent default. This stops the page from reloading when the form is submitted. Then I send the user login data to the backend API using the fetch method. And the yeah, so and using the fetch method. Here I am using the post method and sending the data the to the backend. Yes, after getting the response from the backend, I convert it into the JSON using dot then response is equal to response.json. So if the login is successful, I can store the authentication token in the local storage, and the local storage set item token data is that is in redirect the user to the After the login, the redirect to the user into dashboard page. If any error occur, it is given the alert that is invalid email or any password that. Now the JSX returns part. Each, sorry, no, yes. Now each inputs has been on change event that update that state whenever the user types something. For example, on change and on change set email e dot target dot value, and then the submit button is connected to the handle submit function which I have explained in above. And so when we click on the button, our data is sent to the backend. Finally, I export the, this is the whole JSX return function. These buttons we use on click set of buttons which is wrote in the above logic there. And after all this, we have export the login page here. Now we come into the register page. In the first line, I always told in the login page React and use state. Then I define my functional component name register using the arrow function. This is the register component. In this component, I created multiple state variable for storing the form data, like name, set name, use state is empty, and the login state use auth. So password and set. So password is using a use state, which is currently by default false, and form data and set form data is now empty, like username, email, password. You can so see here it is now empty. These states are used to store the name, email, password, and confirm password value entered by the user. After that, I created a function called handle submit. Here is also handle submit, which use and after clicking the sign in sign up button. And it has also e.print default and validation is, if validation form is not there, then it's showing it is not validated, then it's always sign up. And if any error occurs, like you have not using at the rate in the email, it shows a validation error. So this is the registration page, and it is like handle change. If you have not written something in the email or username, it's alert you. If you have wrong password and if you have not entered any password right, it's error and it not sign up. It is the register page. So now the JSX parts are here. I have created form that include input field. Yes, here from here. So in JSX part, I have created a form that include input fields for name, email, password, and confirm password. Each input use on change events. So when we use on change, it is used by a on use state function like set name e dot target dot value. So then I have added a submitted button that triggered the handle submit function when clicked. I have also used basic CSS classes to make the form look neat and responsive. Finally, I export the register component using the export default register. And thus we use for CSS, relevant CSS. These are the like absolute top three left to text access in each inline CSS, you can say, to apply a tailwind CSS. And now we export the register. Now I come to the review page. In review page, I I import a motion from the primer motion library. Primer motion library is used here for adding smooth animation and transition to element on the page. Next, I define functional component named review using a arrow function. This is a component. And inside the component, I have created an array called reviews. And these are the reviews are given by each one. like ID1 name Elias, ID2 name Bob, and their comments is like this, ratings by 4 It is rated by and ID should be unique and name reviewers name, rating name, number of star which they give to us, and comment the user feedback message. Animation variant, for animation variant we have used the the first one is container variant, which is control the animation for the overall container. It defines two state, hidden opacity 0 and visible opacity 1 transaction, stagger children, stagger children 0.15. This means the container will first be hidden and then become visible with a slight delay between each child animation. The second one is card variant. This is the card variant where hidden opacity 0 and the y is 20 and visible opacity 1 by 0 and transition is there in between duration 0.5 and ease out. So now we come to the JSX part, which is written. So in JSS part, not here too much. So we talk about the first class name, which is like the CSS part, main edge screen element CSS part, BG gradient we are using for background gradient to to BR from purple black brown to purple 800 via blue means we are using a gradient color in the background. Inside there heading like what our users are saying. It is also a text 4LXL, 4XL, MD, text 5XL, font extra bold, text white. These are the CSS. Now I use motion.div variants. This, this div act as a grid container for all reviews and applies the container animation. Then I use reviews.map review that map function loop through each review object and create a motion div card for it. Each review card is styled with these like BG white, then backdrop blur, MD border white. These are inside each card there is a circular avatar that displays the first letter of the user's name using review.name.char at 0. And then the review's name is shown. Below that, I display the user's rating as yellow star using. Finally, the user's comment is shown in the paragraph with the light gray text. And the footer section is like footer section after all reviews that a footer at the bottom in the fades in smooth using primer motion and shows copyright information. So overall, the review pages display user feedback dynamically with the style UI, smooth animation, and glass effect layout. It is used as React for components, structure, and rendering, primer motion for animation, and Tailwind CSS for modern responsive style. So this is all about my side. I refer to Piyush. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So now the Kritika will explain the code editor part. Kritika, over to you.
Uh, yeah, okay. Thank you, Piyush. Good evening, ma'am, and everybody who is present here. So I'll now be sharing my part. Okay, so now I'll begin with presenting my editor.js file and the canvas editor.js file. These are the two files that I've contributed towards. So first of all, starting with the editor.js file. So as you can see here at the very beginning of my code, I have imported some of the very important React hooks like use effect, use state, use parameter, and then I have imported the canvas editor component, and this will help me to basically display and edit my designs. And then moving on, I have this component. So when it comes to defining this component, first of all, we have this part. So this is basically responsible for getting the ID parameter from the URL. And then we have secondly, we have this part. This is responsible for storing the fetched design details from the backend. So after we are successfully able to fetch the details regarding a particular design, this is responsible for storing that detail. And then we have this thing. This is responsible for basically tracking the loading status, and this is for tracking the error. And if some kind of error happens in our system, then it is responsible for basically displaying a error message. Then moving on, we have this component. So this component is a very vital part of this code, and this basically makes sure that, for example, there is no there is no design ID, for example, and I'm creating a very new design, working on a new canvas, and I'm not trying to access any previously stored design in my system. So what this code will do is it will basically reset the design data to an empty object, and it stops any further execution. And then this part will only run when the component is basically mounted. And in this case, it's this editor.js file, or whenever the ID changes. Then moving on, I have this set loading dot true, which is basically a loading flag and which enables the UI to show a loading message. And this secondly, set error, which has been set to null. It clears any of the previous errors that were there in our system. Then moving on, we have this. So this basically helps us to get the JWT login token from our browser for authentication. And then we have this fetching the fetch call. So what this does is this part of the code has helped me to call the backend API with this code and to get the details of the designs with this particular given ID, as you can see here. So basically, what it does is it sends my login token to the backend, and it basically lets the backend know that who is trying to access the system, and and it prevents any kind of third party or unauthorized access to our system. Then moving on, we have this part of my code. So it basically what it does is if the server responds with an error, so basically, if the server we are somehow not able to get in touch with the server, or the server is down right now. So what will it do? It will basically show an error message, and such as this one that failed to fetch design. And then secondly, I have this section of my code. So basically, if the fetching was successful, what it does is this part of the code is responsible for updating the design data with the response, and then all of the since the design is now being displayed, the loading will be set to false. And then lastly, I have this error. For some reason, if I was able to access the server, but I was not able to get my design and any data regarding to the design I was trying to access. So this part of the code will be responsible for catching any error regarding to that process, and it will give out error messages, and it will clear the design data and also set the loading to false. And then this part of the code is responsible for displaying a loading message, and then we have the error message. And then lastly, at the end of my code, I have ensured that the React component will always show the editor canvas editor UI on the page, but the contents will depend on the value of the design data, as you can see here. Now, what do I mean by design data? So either I would want to work on a previous design, or I could be aiming to create a new design and work on a new canvas. So basically, if the design data was fetched successfully, and I'm talking about a previous stored design on the cloud. So if the design data was fetched successfully from the backend, the canvas editor will receive that particular data about that design, and then it will populate the editor. Otherwise, if there is no such data regarding related to a particular design ID, then a blank canvas will be presented so that the user can start from scratch and create a new design. Then moving on, I will now be explaining my canvas editor part, which basically handles how the user interacts with the canvas and is the main front end part of our system. So again, at the very beginning, we have all our important React hooks. And then moving on, I have this function. So this function data URL to blob. Why is it important? And basically, its purpose is to convert the encoded URL data into a blob project. So, in layman language, if I'm trying to explain this function, what it is doing is this function is very crucial for our system because we want to process, or basically in our case, what we are trying to do is we are trying to upload image data that we have generated on the canvas to Cloudinary. So this function helps us do that. And then moving on, we have this function draw polygon. So this draw polygon function, its purpose is to basically draw regular polygons on this 2D canvas that we have. Some of the parameters that I would like to explain is this one, CTX. So CTX is basically used in the context of a 2D canvas. Then we have X and Y. These are basically coordinates that will be associated to our polygons, the various shapes that we'll be dealing with, such as a few have been named here. And then we have radius, then sides, and the colors that will be associated to the shapes. Now, as for how the shapes will be drawn, I have created this for loop here. So as you can see, this for loop will run for each side. And then moving on, this for deciding the angle, this part is used. And for each side, a unique angle will be given. And then this part of my code handles, basically it converts the angle into coordinates with respect to the center of that particular shape that we are trying to create. And then this is for basically moving the cursor, and this is for drawing a line that and this basically helps us to travel from one corner to another and drawing a line between those two corners. And the rest of these are basically for finishing up this shape. And close path is basically reaching to the point where we've started from and closing the shape. And then we have this one is for selecting a particular color and then filling the shape with that particular color. Now we have this constant handle size, which has been set to 16. What it is responsible for doing is it's basically controlling the size or the pixels for the objects that are being displayed on the canvas. And then also we have a next ID here, and next ID is basically it is an ID that is associated with every element that I'm placing on my canvas. For example, if I'm placing a square shape there, or I'm writing a text there, or I'm uploading an image there, each element will be assigned a particular ID, and it's basically a unique identifier for every element on the canvas. And then moving on, I have get default size. So this basically determines the default width and height of an element in my system on my canvas. So now, as you can see, for some of the shapes, such as rectangle, square, and oval, I have given a particular width and height, and I can also control the image size, the default ones. And also for text, we are not only controlling the size of the text, but we are also controlling a particular font. So, and here we have the Arial font, and this introduces a kind of uniformity to the canvas. And then for the rest of the shapes, this is used, and all the other shapes, like as Piyush, while he was showing the demo of the project, there were multiple shapes in our system. So for the rest of the shapes, other than these three, this will be followed for them. And then moving on, I have this canvas editor part. So this part is basically responsible for uh, basically all the complex and interactive editing that takes place on the canvas. This whole part is responsible for that. So as you can see, we have here that I am able to modify, select shapes, resize them, and then moving on, I can draw, I can erase freehand. These are the functions that allow me to do that. And then moving on, I also have the choice to change colors, or I can switch tools. I can set the size of the brushes for uh, the freehand drawing. And then moving on, I have history and set history. So one of the very important features our system is providing is undo and redo. So this part becomes very important for that particular feature. So what is history? So history is basically, this is an array which will hold the entire state of all the elements and the modifications and changes that we are doing to that particular element at each step. For example, when I created a shape and then in the next step, what I did was I changed its size. So its initial size will also be stored in that index, and the change that I made in the very next step will also be included in that index, and so on and so forth. All the modifications regarding a particular element will be stored, and this way it helps the undo and redo process. Then set history, it basically tracks that which step is basically on the canvas right now. So if I press undo, what will happen is in the history index, the index will be reduced to 1, and if I press redo, then the opposite will happen. The the index will be increased by 1. And then we have so basically this handles the state of our elements. Then moving on, I will now be explaining. Okay, so for this part, for this elements for each part, so this is basically handling all the images in our that are being uploaded um, from our system locally that we are trying to upload. And then moving on, we have this use effect for this canvas dot current, as you can see the code here. So here what we're doing is we are trying to get the drawing context, and we are setting everything, like for example, we are clearing the canvas, and we are setting the default styles when we are creating a canvas. And then this part is basically handling the rotation setup for all the elements. So as you can see, rather than providing an individual rotation option for each of the elements, we have provided a slider there. This becomes important. For example, if I'm trying to rotate an element and I want the element to be rotated exactly by 180 degrees, so our system provides a very important feature that way, and we are able to uh, measure the exact degrees by which our shape has been rotated. And I think that's important. And then moving on, this part of my code basically handles the image elements. And then this is the part which handles the text elements. It basically sets the font, sets the color, or helps with the positioning of the text. And then we have this part of my code. This is for the freehand pencil and drawing and eraser tools that we have provided on our canvas. And then we have this part of the code. This whole part is reserved for the polygons, and it handles all the shapes, the various shapes that we are providing, rectangle, and all the shapes have been mentioned here. It's basically handling all the shapes. And then we have again this is for handling the states of the elements. And then I have the save state here. So basically this particular handler function is basically recording like every new version of the particular current canvas state for the undo and redo feature. So this function will be called whenever an element is changed or modified. So whenever this function is called, it will basically then have an effect on the history index, and either it will be increased or it will be reduced according to the feature that we have selected, that is data undo or redo. And then these are the logic behind the undo and the redo functions. And then moving on, I will like to explain how the handling of the mouse is being done here. So, for example, we have this handler function that is for mouse down. So, this
Sorry to
basically,
interrupt you, Kritika.
uh,
But
yes,
you
ma'am.
guys have 10 more minutes for your presentation.
Okay, ma'am, I'll try to keep it short. So, ma'am, basically, this part of our code it's basically handling how the system will react when the the button of the mouse is being held down. And this part is when we're trying to move the mouse around, so how the canvas will react to that. And then lastly, I think these are handling the shapes and text, filling the colors or to the text, to the shapes. And then lastly, I would like to explain how we're trying to, handling this, the saving or uploading our design to the cloud. So I have started this progress with showing a particular clear error message. If we are not able to uh, perfectly carry out this whole process of uploading to cloud, then an error message will be displayed. Then secondly, again, we get the JWT authentication token. And another important thing in our system is that we convert the canvas to PNG and then to blob object when we are trying to upload the PNG to Cloudinary. And then, of course, then comes the type of request that we're trying to make to the backend, that is first put or post. So post is basically when we're trying to save a new design to our system that was not previously there, and put is for those designs that were already there, but we have made some kind of updation to that particular design, and then we have saved it again to the cloud. And then lastly, I have the view or the styling of how the page was done. And uh, as you can see, all the header part is here, and then I have the top toolbar with all these options, and then I have the left panel that I've created with all these other options. And then lastly, the main canvas area, which will be responsible for handling whatever the user will be doing on the canvas. That's it, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
So I'll
Thank you,
be
Kritik. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
So Garvit, you can start and please keep it short and simple.
Okay. And my screen is visible.
Yes, yes, your screen is visible.
Yes,
Start.
Garvit.
So I'm basically in this dashboard or JSX, I have done the imports and setup. So in imports and setup, import React. React is imported to create components, and I use this hooks like use state and use effect. And in this news navigate allows programmatic navigations between the pages. And it is motion from framework motions adds animations to elements like cards, button, and background shapes. And in this React icons, I provide some font awesome icons for interactive buttons like trash, edit, and heart, etc. And in links is used to navigate between the routes with full page reloads. And comes to the state management. In this, I have used these constant designs that stores the list of designs project fetched from the backend. And the loading shows a spinner or message while data is being fetched. And the sort by keeps tracking that how the design should be sorted, like in data created or title. And the navigate lets you to redirect user programmatically. And in the token that retrieves the JWT token stored in local storage. Now in fetching the designs use effect, this runs once when the component mounts. Now I comes to the that deleting a design, deleting a function. So in this, it promotes users before deleting a design to prevent the accidental deletion and sends detailed request to the backend API and filters out the deleted design from the local state to update UI instantly. And it also catches more errors and displays an alert if deletion fails. Now in sorting algorithms. So in this, it constant sort designs, it makes a copy of the designs array to avoid mutation states. And also it states the, it's sorts by title alphabetically or the data created, which helps the user to find the design efficiently. So in the navigation and actions, uh, like in constant and add new, which navigates to the editor to create a new design, and the open design is for navigate to the editor to edit a specific design. So after that, this animations, in this I have used constant card variants which designs the framer motion variants for design cards. Animates fades in, rise effect, and hover scaling and shadows. So and in like next I have done the banner which displays a background video with a dark overlay and a title animated with faded in user using the framing motion. And after that, the control sections, basically in this we adds a new button to create a new project and allows dynamic sorting and navigation. So and use the design cards. In design cards, each card shows a thumbnail or icons, edit, delete, like new batch for recently added designs, and a user grid layout for responsive display. And we have used a conditional rendering like a loading state, loading design, no design, no design, no found. So basically, ma'am, this is the code.
Okay, Ganesh. So the rest part of the front end I will explain.
Okay.
So the rest part is the first one. We have the API.js. So basically, this is the access of the backend. So first of all, we have the environment variable. If we have environment variable set, so it will use it. Otherwise, we will use a local host. Then we have auth token and current user. So the token will be saved here, and all the information of the user will be saved here. Then we have one token manager functional component. In that component, we have set token, get token, for every information of the token and every information of the user. After that, second, we have API request. So this is the basic model of the all API request, or you can say the URL request. For example, there we will first of all we will get the token from the token manager. Then we have one config. So in the config, there is a header, and by default, the content type of the header will be JSON. And if we have the token, so we will send the token in the bearer token. After that, if there is any option header, so we will merge this. After that, with the help of fetch, we are sending the request. And if the response will be 401, it means if there is any error, so we will redirect it to the login page. And if there is everything is correct, so it will return the data. Then there is a catch. So if there is any error, so it will show that API request error. And in the auth API, we have some functions like a register. So the register auth will send the request. After that, we will take the response. In the response, we will get the token that we will set in the token manager, and all the information of the user that will set in the token manager functional. After that, in the login, same with the login, we will take the token and we will set it into the token manager, and we will get the information of the user, for example, email, password, everything. Then we have logout button. Whenever we will click on the logon button, or user will be click on the logon button, so we will clear the auth, which means we will increase the sorry we will decrease the token as well as the or all the information of the user. Then if you have verify token and forget password, with the help of email we can forget the password. And in the last, we are exporting the default file, that is auth API. So default means we are just exporting one particular component. After that, we have protected route. So protected route we are using to protect our some pages, for example, dashboard and everything. So some things we are importing here. The main thing is a use auth that we are importing from the auth context. So before that, I would like to explain that so it will be easy to understand. So auth context we are using so that there will be no unauthorized access. So first of all, we are creating one context. So with the help of this line, we are creating one context that is auth context. And there is another thing called use context. So whatever the data we have in the auth context, we will be able to access it with the help of use context. Then we have one auth provider. So auth provider wrap all the pages around it. So it will be easy if there is any unauthorized access or there is any logged out user. So it will be not easy him to it will be not able to access the all pages because we have auth providers. So in the auth provider we have information of the user. We have the status that the user is login or not. After that, we have check auth. So whenever we start our app, so it will check the user is logged in or not. If the user is logged in, so it will take the token and all the information of the user and it will send it to the token manager. After that, we have the login. So in the login, we have user data and token. After that, we will set user if we when we are logging. So we will take the token as well as the information like email, password, and we will set it. After that, in the logout button, we just need to click on the logout button, and the token manager will call the clear auth. So it will clear the token as well as the information of the user. So the user will be logged out. After that, in the update user, we can just update the information. At the end, we are creating one object that is every information of the user, every like a user is logged in, logged out, everything will be here. So we are building one auth context dot provider. This is the built-in component of the React by which we can wrap all the pages. So so there will be no unauthorized access. After that, the protected route. So we are using it for our some important pages like dashboard, everything. So here we are just this is the loading spinner. Basically this is for animation, like if there is any error, I mean if there is any if there is any time of if there is any delay, so we will see one loading spinners for animation and it will show that loading your dashboard. After that, we have protected route. So basically children here are represent the pages and we will wrap the pages in our protected route, and we are using the information of the user from the use auth. Use auth means the auth context that we were seeing already. After that, we have this. So basically, when we open the app, so the system will check that if the user is logged in or not. And at that time, it will be some delay. If the user will not logged in, so it will be redirected to the login page. If the user is login, so all the pages will be appear smoothly. So at the end, there is a if the user is login, so all the pages will be appear smoothly. Then we have one home page. So on the home page, there is only one variant that we are using with the help of motion framer, and there are some icons that we are importing from React icons. And with the help of these variants, we can animate our components. So all these are the elements like header variant, text variant, button variant that we will use in our written part. So we'll see. First of all, we have one video background. After that, we have some animation part like 3D blobs that flowing in the background. In the header part, we have one logo that is matchy, and here we are using some CSS properties, some styles. After that, we have some options like about us, our blog, contact us. All these are the options. Then we have one login page. And in the login page, we are using button variant. So button variant means when the button is visible, so the property will be shown differently. When the button is not visible, so some property will be shown differently. This is the use of variant. Then we have one hero section. In the hero section, there are some text, and at the last we have one uh, footer section, and in the middle we have start designing. Whenever the user will click on that, so it will be redirected us to the register page, and in the end we have one footer. Home page is covered. Then we have one about page. So in the about page, there is some information about our project. There is one variant that is about us, and in the written part, this is the code of animation. Then we have one logo that is about Matty, and here we are using the variant that is fed up. Sorry. Then we have some small description of our project. After that, we have the information like title, description, color, everything for the card that our information will be shown on these cards. And in the end, there is one mission like some code type of thing we have written at the end of the page. Then we have one button that is try Meti free. Whenever the user will click on that, so it will be redirected to the register page. And at the end, we have one simple footer. And at the end, we have some two important files of the front end, that is app.jsx. So we are importing all the pages here. Then we have some protected routes for sensitive data like dashboard, editor, and else. Then we have some public routes, whoever can access it. Then in the index.js, we are just wrapping our app in the auth provider, so there will be no unauthorized access. So, and in the env file, we are just providing the backend URL for access. So it was the whole front end. And now I would like to call Veer so that he can explain the front end, sorry, backend part. Veer, over to you.
Yes. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, ma'am. So, let
Veer,
us
please be
quickly
quick.
walk. Yes, ma'am. Definitely. Uh, is my screen visible, ma'am?
No, it is not visible. It is
Is my
black
screen
right now.
visible, ma'am?
Yes, now it is visible.
Yes, ma'am. So, basically my contribution to this project was the entire database configuration, authentication and authorization, and testing of our backend APIs through Postman. So, um, I had created here a config folder in which I had created a db.js file in which I had established the database connection in an asynchronous function. I had leveraged the best possible practices that I can. So I had also used here the connection.on method, which also listens for disconnection events. Uh, Also, let us quickly move through our user.js file in which we had leveraged our mongoose models. So here we had created our user schema so that the username, email, and passwords can be stored. Also, ma'am, I had here created a pre-hook, which is basically a pre-save hook in a Mongoose is a middleware function that runs automatically before a document is being saved in our database. So this hook checks if the password field has been modified or not, and if not, then it moves to the next operation. Also, ma'am, here I had created a instance method. A instance method or schema method is basically a method is a custom function that is defined on the Mongoose model that can be used on its instances. So here basically we are comparing our plain text password with the stored hash in our database. It usually takes a password as an input and return a boolean value. At last, we are exporting our models so that we can use it in our controllers. So let us quickly move through our controller functions. So in the controller section, we are here basically importing our all the necessary models. Uh, we had created the register controller in which we are basically fetching our all the data from the request.body objects. Then we are validating it. If it's not valid, then we are returning here a message that all credentials are required with a status score of 400. Then our whole business logic we had placed in a try catch block. Here, at first, we are checking uh, if there is an existing user in our database. If found, then we are returning again an 400 status code along with a message that the email already exists. Uh, Apart from that, we are creating a new user in which we are placing all the data, username, email, and the password hash. The password will be hashed from the pre-save hook that we created earlier in our user model. After creating our user, we are saving our new user in our database. After saving the user, we are just creating our JWT token for authorization purpose. Uh, Here we are using the JWT.sign method. After creating a JWT token, we are sending a response to the user of status 201 along with the token and our user record that we are created in a register controller. And in the catch block, if the operation performs to fail, then we basically return the 500 status code. Then let us move towards a login controller. Here we are using the same as we are extracting the data from the email and password from the request.body object. Then we are validating the inputs, and then finally we are here finding our user using the email. If if the user don't exist, then we are basically returning a status code of 400 along with the message that user not found. Uh, and then here we are using the schema method that we earlier declared in our models. So here, if if is password correct, we are passing our current password to the schema method. If it is not a match, then it will basically return a message that the password is invalid along with the status code of 400. If all the credentials are correct, then we finally create a JWT token here with a similar approach to that of the register controller. And at last, then we are returning the JSON response along with the token and our user and our created user. And if all the operations are performs to fail, then in the catch block we are finally returning a status code of 500 along with a message error along with the error message. So let us move over our middleware part. So here basically we have created a authorization middleware where we are importing the JSON Web Token library. Then we have created a middleware function in which we are extracting the token from the headers. If the token is not found, then we are returning an unauthorized error here. Then our whole middleware logic is being placed in a try catch block. So here basically we are verifying the token with the secret from our environmental variable. Uh, and after decoding it, we are placing that decoded information in a request.user object. Uh, After storing the information, we are passing the controller to our next route handler. And in the catch block, if it fails to perform the operation, then we are basically returning a status code of 401 along with a message of invalid token. Also, ma'am, we I had also created the routes, login routes in a auth file. Here, basically, we are importing the Express framework and creating our routes using the express.router function. We are also importing here the register and login controllers and then mounting the register controller using the router.post methods. And then at last, we are exporting this router so that we can use it in our server.js file. So basically, this is our server.js file where we are importing all our necessary packages like express course.env. We are basically here .env.config loads the environmental variable so that we can use that environmental variables throughout our server application. Also, we are here importing our route modules and database connection functions. Uh, Here we created our basic Express app, and we had defined here our middleware functions like the course, which basically enables cross-origin resource sharing to allow the front-end request being handled over the server. And here we are using the express.json middleware for parsing the incoming JSON payloads and data. Also, here we created our API routes for authentication and also the design logic to handle all the data. At last, we here establish our connection and call the connectdb function to basically connect to our database. And at conclusion, in the conclusion part, we have here created a port and an app.listen method to basically start a server on an logical endpoint. Also, ma'am, I had created a entire collection of our APIs being tested through the Postman along with the results. So this is our this is the register API which I had tested along with the results here. As you can see that here username, email, and password is already being stored in a database. So here it is showing that the email already exists. So let us move to the login through the login API. Here, as we can see that I had login through my email and password, and in the response we can see our JWT token along with the user document. And in the create design uh, API here, we can see that we are passing JSON data to the backend like the title, objects, thumbnail, image, etc. And in the response, we can see that the user ID of the user, which the record has been for which the record has been saved, along with the URL of the Cloudinary thumbnail, which is being stored in the Cloudinary at the backend. Uh, Also, here it is a get design method, or we can say. So here we are basically getting all the saved collections of the user of a particular user. Uh, then in the put API here, we can update our data, like if we want to change the title or update it. So as we can see here, I had placed the title in my updated design title here. So as you can see that the title has been updated through the put API. And then finally, there is a delete design API through which we can delete our particular collection using the collection ID. So that's from my side, ma'am. I would like to hand over to Piyush. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, V. Let me just finish now. It will take 2 minutes only. You can stop sharing. Okay. So let me just finish the backend first. So most of the part have been covered. There are some just the logic that we are writing here in the controller part. So this is for creating the new design, like whatever the things that we are taking, title, JSON data, thumbnail, where everything is there. For getting the data, we will just collect the user ID, and on that ID, we will get all the designs. After that, update the design with the particular ID. We can update that design. And for deleting the design, we will just find the ID and we will delete that design. And if we want to get particular design, so we can get it by the ID. After that, we have the model part. So in the model part, this is just the schema of the design, like the title name, JSON data, thumbnail, and the user ID, everything is there. And after model, we have the routes. So in the route part, we are just creating the routes for our design, like for getting design particular ID, for posting the design, like creating the design, update the design, and deleting the design. So it was our backend, and whatever the things that we are doing, it will be saved in our MongoDB Atlas. Like for designs, all the designs are here, and for users, all the users will be saved here. So, all the users will be saved here. Then all the design will be saved on the Cloudinary as well. All the design that we have shared, it will be shared on the Cloudinary. So it was from our side. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. So just send me the report and the have you deployed this project?
Yes, ma'am, we have deployed.
So send me the both the links like backend and front end both.
Okay, so ma'am, in the mail, do we need to send the deployment link of the all projects or only for this project?
Yes. If you have deployed all the projects, then that is very good. So you can send the deployed links for all the mini projects and as well as the major project. If you have not deployed, so as compulsory part, you have to deploy week 4 and week 5 project. Others, week
Okay,
1
like
to 3, you can
but
send the GitHub repository.
yeah, so top three, like for the top three projects, I have the GitHub link, and the rest three projects, I have the deployment link for both front end and backend.
Yes.
Okay.
And everyone from yours was group 5, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So everybody from group 5, and others also, just send this mail to hr@gncipl.com, where you have to mention all the GitHub repositories, as well as your if you have deployed links, you have to mention deployed links for your projects. And just send me the screenshot that you have sent the mail, so that I can uh, maintain the record of that, because that is a compulsory part for your certification.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so next, who is going to present, group 3 or group 4? Group 3, are you ready? Group 3 or group 4? Yes, Tejasvi. Your voice is too low, actually. Yes, Tejasvi, your voice is too low. Is it for others also?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, now it is clear. Yes, Tejasvi. You are from group 4.
Hello.
Yes, yeah, now you are audible.
No, no. Okay, ma'am. So, uh, we actually worked on Net, Net Connect, ma'am. So, uh, Nikhil, me, Prajwal, Shiv, and Dev worked on this project called Global Connect, which lets users to apply for jobs and connect. So, let me just show you the website first. Then my mates will explain the code part. So, is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, Tejasvi.
Yeah. So this is the interface of the our website. So let's log in with Google. Then there's a few of them. So, yeah. So once we sign in, it shows the post page, which contains all the posts of the users, and we even have a filter where we can only show posts of my network. So it shows posts of the people who are on my connection, and we have a profile page which can be customized. Here we can see that we can set a profile page, we can change the name, bio, and we can add skills, and we can even add experience, education, and etc. And we can save the changes. And here we can see all the connections. And in find jobs page, we can see all the jobs available, and in messages page, we can see the charts of our connections, charts between our connections. So this is the chart page, and we even have a notification page which shows notification when user comments or likes your post, and it even shows notification when you receive a text message, and we get notification when we have a new connection request. So this is the interface, and when we log in as a recruiter, this account I created as a recruiter. Uh, Here we have a additional option to manage jobs, where we can actually connect create new job. Here we can add a job title as senior staff and what was name, something, job description and skills. Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, Sudashri.
Uh, so we can now we can create a job like this, and uh, same we have notifications, messages session, and notifications and posts, all posts, and a profile page for both recruiters and uh, employees searching for jobs. So this is the whole website. Now my teammate Lakshay will take the presentation on. Lakshay, hello Lakshay.
Am I audible, ma'am?
I will stop.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Lakshya.
Okay. So, ma'am, I have worked on the pages part. So, this is a feed page in which the user can see uh, all the posts of its connections and all the posts that are already posted, whether it's from their connection or not. And one can post their uh, images or anything. So, this is the React, and this is the fundamental components of like use effect. Use effect is used so that it will show all the data that after the rendering of the page and use state, it is used to store all the data of it. And these are the functions that are imported from the file api.js and create post, like post, import post, etc. And this is a navigate. This is used to navigate between the pages, and the all post section. It will store all the posts and user IDs, connections, content, image, etc. And the URL loading, it is in Boolean state, which is false, that will automatically loads when the page is loaded, and post loading also, and the compose error if any error comes. So this is show all posts. It will also show all the posts automatically. And this is a function called fetch profile. It will uh, fetch all the profile details, user ID and connections. Then there is fetch posts, fetch feed posts. It will fetch all the posts, and these are the both functions and are called here. And there is a create post option is used to create post. It is at the top of the page, and as you can see, there is a placeholder called write something or add an image, and this is the form data. With the post sharing, there is a file option also, which is an optional to post an image, and it will show us the error if the image is larger than 3 megabytes, and if it also shows the error if uh, that image error, and If someone wants to remove the selected email, then it is a set preview error, and it will remove the file and shows the file as null. Then this is a skeleton card. It will show the pre-animations, like if the page is not is in loading state, but still not showing all the details, it will load automatically and show all the preset details. And these are the functions that used to like or unlike the posts. And the report section, it is also on the postcard, and there at the bottom there is a comment option. So now there are the UI rendering. uh, this is a create post section, where is the placeholder like what is on your mind. And if someone wants to add an image, then there is a handle image select to. And if as I told earlier, there is a remove selected image option also. It will show as a button called remove. And there is a submit button too. And also on the feed page, there is a filter toggle too, in which someone wants to see their connections post only, then it will show you only the connection post. And if someone wants to see all the posts, then it will show all the posts of the entire people that they posted on it. And there is a feed. If it is in loading state, it will show us the skeleton card only. And if not, then it will return us the uh, post. And this is the author side. uh, there is a default avatar, that is, if someone didn't have their profile pic, then this default avatar will show on its profile. And there is the styling of content also on the post sections. And there are the actions that are on the post, like the hand likes and report, and with the button. So there is comment also. And at last you can reply on it also. And then there is a landing page too. So if the user is not logged in, then only it will show us the landing page. Otherwise, it will show nothing and say directs it to the feed post. So this is the hero section. The heading will be connect, collaborate, and grow. And the paragraph is like share updates and find opportunities. Then if the user is not logged in, then it will show the sign up, login, etc. And all the features that are listed on it. It will show in the array like map like structure in a list format. And then there is a call to action at the bottom where join the network. It will uh, lead us to the sign up page, and your create your profile is also the same. And there is also a link to create account, which directs links to the sign up. Then, as I said, that there are options to report the posts, and we have created two options. So only a normal user can also report the site, and he also can delete its posts which are reported. And I have added the import exo that will ask the it will use to it is used to HTTP request from the server, and the default function my reported post, and it will uh, store all the posts. And the loading section is on true is in boolean state, which automatically loads. And if there are any errors, then it is the error. Also, it will fetch the user ID from the local storage. And there is an async function uh, which will fetch the posts of all there and check and check the authorization of it. And it will there is a variable called all. It will store all the posts in it, and if the post ID and the reported post is also the same and the count of reports is more than 0, then it will store it in the reported posts. Okay. Then there is a fetch mine handle delete. Then there is a delete function. Also, it will check and authenticate the user, and there is payload ID. If that the same, it will delete through post and the post ID. And if anything goes wrong, if the deletion not happen, then it will show the error to deletion is failed. Then there is UI rendering. Uh, if the page is in loading state, it will show loading, and otherwise it will throw the error if something goes wrong. And there is a postcard on the profile card on the profile which is titled as my reported post. If the length of the post or amount of the post reports are equals to 0, it shows like you have no reported post, and otherwise it will this is a styling of that card. And it will also show the reports that how many reports are done on this post. And there is a button called delete post. Then the user whose post was uh, reported, he or she can delete its post. Then there is a reported post section. It will give the rights to the admin only to delete or to check all the reported posts on the web page, and he can delete all the posts of the user if it is reported. Uh, the same I added the HTTPs, and these are posts. For use state is to store all the data, and then loading is on true. If error happens, then it is error. And there is a fetch reported. It will fetch all the reported posts that are on their uh, database. Well, if there are no any, then if there is any error, then it will show failed to load reported posts. Then there is a handle delete. It will delete the post. The same functionalities like we had in the my reported post also. Okay, and now there is a UI section which is also shows on the admin section like reported post. Now there is no my reported post. It is only reported post for the admin. And if there is no, then it will show that no reported posts. And the same functionalities like we have, you can handle delete posts also. And there is a button for it to delete the posts. And there is a then there is a search results page also, which will result all the detail that user wants to see. He can sort out all the details of it. Uh, the Axios for HTTP requests, and the location for checking the same URL, say for checking the same URL functionality. And the navigate function is to navigate between the uh, pages. And this is the backend code. It will show, it will send all the details of the uh, query. Uh, then there is the initial query will be stored here, and there is a set query, search type, sort by, all are initiated. In search type, there are the options called to search users, posts, or jobs. Uh, also, and for user, there are section for to uh, switch between roles of the user like job seeker, or you want to search in the employer also. Then there are the fetch result section. And it will sort there is a function called sort, and it will sort all the details in the form of users and roles. uh, After the searching of anything, it will there is no need to refresh the page, as it will automatically renders, and you can one can easily update their query and use their search, and this is use effect already, so that it will show the changes. So after the query, there is a filter section to filter the query, and there are options too. The preset value is all. It will show all the details. So rather it is a user, post, or job, it will show all of these. And if someone wants to see only about the users, then it will show only users by selecting this option. And then there is a post option also, and then jobs also. And for the posts, we have the sort option also, like date, sorting by date, likes, or comments. And for users, there is options like user you want to search is a job seeker or an employer. Then in the results page, then in the results page, there are the different stylings of the result section. First, it will show the jobs section. Uh, Then, if one can, there is a button which is on clickable. If one wants to view the job, that is uh, showing that it will navigate to the jobs and click on it. And there is a job ID also. So this is a dot set item. It will, if someone wants, if someone, there is a apply button also. If someone has applied on it, and it will show us the applied option. Uh, After clicking, it will show us like applying, and then it will redirect it to applied. Then there is a post section. It will show all the posts, likes, and comments, etc., that are there on the post. And in the option, there was a users option too, and these users, we can search by users too, and we can view the profile of the user as it is from uh, by clicking on it. And this navigate function is used to redirect us to the user's page, and it will show us his profile. And there is a button at the view profile, beside the view profile, and it will shows the if someone wants to connect to them. If at first it will show the connect option. Okay, if we click on it, it will show the connecting. Then then request send. It will then it will show the request sent if someone sends the request. So this was all from my side, and I will ask Prajwal to show us after the parts.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Prajwal.
Maybe is the screen visible?
Yes, Prajwal, it's visible.
So I'm going to explain about the jobs and the component folders part of my project. So this is the applicant list. So when the employer will post the jobs, they have to view which are the applicants they have received. So this page will list all the applicants. So I've used use effect and use state so that they don't have to reload as the applicants. They get the applications, and each one has a job ID. So based on job ID, the applicants will be rated into that particular job ID only. so that other jobs won't have the same applicants. So here it fetches all the applicants. So whichever whoever applies for the job, so based on that job ID, the applicants will be get stored in that, and it will fetch and display it in the applicants list. So in this, it will also show like which is the job title which you have which a employer has done, and it shows that applicants. If there are no applicants, it just says there are no applicants yet, and it will display all the users which whoever had applied. It will show the experience and education, basically like a small summary of the user. And if they uploaded the resume, the employers can view that resume. So this is for employer side to create the jobs. So this part, title, description, skills, and company are the input fields, and all the inputs we stored we type are will be stored in this part. So it is a handle change. So whenever there is a change in data, it will handle that, and we can submit it through the help of the handle submit. So here we create the new job, input all the details, and the handle submit will handle those details and send it to the passage and then save it in the backend. As we have imported the create job API from so it will store it in the create job API. This is a jobs list. So whenever a job seeker has to apply for the jobs, this will display all the jobs which employers had uploaded. So based on this, check the current user role and the user ID. If there is a the job seeker is logged in, it will show all the jobs. If it is the employee, like the employee who was posting the job, it will not show them the job list. So here it's fetching the jobs which are all the whichever the employee has created. So here the job seeker will have the option to apply for the jobs, and this handle apply will handle that. So with the apply button, when the job seeker will click on the apply button, it will be stored in the database. And also if the employee which have posted the job in their profile part, if they can click on the jobs that they have created. If they have not created any jobs, it will say no job posted yet, and they can also view the applicants which are applied to the jobs. This is the user profile. This user profile shows the profile of the other users. So when we search like the search option and you click on any user, it has to display the profile of that user. This page handles that. So it will get the ID of the user and the profile and the set the users. And if we have, there is a two options, like to connect with the user or message with the user. To message the user, first we have to connect with the user, only then we can message that user. So here it fetches all the data about the users, like the profile, like their name, their education, their skills, everything. It will fetch the data and it will display. So handle connect if a handle in the connections. So we can click on connect, and the connection request will be sent to the other user, and other users can accept or deny that request. This is basically just the UI component, just displaying the name, role, the amount of connections and their skills, and if they have applied to any jobs, it will show what jobs they had applied to. And yes, this is connected. If a user is connected, it will say the user is connected, and if the request is sent, it will say the request sent option, and send message option will create an inbox so they can message the other users. This is about part the bio skills, experience, education. So in the profile form, if I am the logged in user, if I have to change any details about me, like the name, bio, skills, experience, etc., we can change in this. So it will fetch the current logged in user's profile, and it will take the inputs so that whatever we change will get applied in the database. So here the handle change will be, it handle the change. So we can change the profile picture, add new skills or remove experience or make any changes to our skills, experience, education. And then when we save the profile, it will update everything, all the details in the database. So if for some reason our updating the profile doesn't happen properly, it will say failed to update profile. If it is successful, it will say updated successfully. If there is a slow internet or something, it will say loading profile until the profile is loaded, and so that it's a good user experience. So for you profile feature changing, we have to can either upload the image directly, or we can give the profile URL, and you can change all the name, bio, skills, and all the other details just for the input text. And the handle submit, when you click on submit, it will save changes, it will save all the details. This is to see the current logged in users profile. So this was for other users, and this component shows the current logged in users profile details only. So here we can fetch the request and connection. If someone else has sent us any connection request, here we can handle all the requests and connections like accept, or we can deny or any requests. So this is a handle request. So whichever action we create, it will get successfully. If any, like we couldn't do any connection, it will say fail to accept request. So this is just a profile part, just displaying all our connections, skills, our saved jobs. And this is edit profile option where we can click the button to edit our profile. Then bio skills, all the basic UI part. So if there are any requests, it show any requests and will show which users you have connected to. If there are no users you have connected, it will say you have not connected any user. And this is for messages. And when you click on view messages, or like message part, we can click on the message and we can view all the users which are messaged to. So this is for the chat part. So we are importing a chat page here so that we can display, like this is a main component, like we can display all the chat we had with the users. So we can see connections. So based on only connected data, we can show all the users we can message to. So it will filter all the connected users and it will show us the chat with those people. And it will load the messages from which we have connected, and there we can send the messages. So the sending message part will be handled here. So all the conversations will be stored in this messages list. So whenever user will send a request or like send message or receive any messages, this will handle that, like the inbox. It will display all the users and all the last messages count when when the timestamp. It will display like all handles the messages. This is like basic chat page. Like is the main chat page where actual socket request and Axios connections will take place. So here we can handle all like the scrolling, like user the fetch users and all the fetching the messages here. So when if the user sent any messages, it will display all the messages here. And yeah, using socket.io, the uh, conversation will take place in real time. And we can handle sending the messages or receiving any messages. This will show which user you are chatting with. And if they have not messaged anyone, if it's the first time you're messaging that user, it will say no messages yet, so that we can start the conversation. So here is the input box where can type in the message to send. Once the message gets sent, it will get stored in the database. That's all from my side now. Now, Nikhil will continue with the rest of the sections.
Nikhil, go. Hello, Nikhil.
Yes, let me share my screen.
Explain the menu part. Yeah.
Mm. I'm going to explain a menu part. First, we have a sign up page. For sign up, we are importing
register user Google login, Google get profile from API file. Then we import use navigate from the React router DOM. Then we have a use state input form detail. We we are taking a name, email, password, role, and profile pic in this. Then we have function handle change, and this function mm, is for all input field like here email, username. Whenever user change anything in a input field, we save it here in a set form. Then we have a handle submit. When user click submit button, then this function run. In this function, first we are appending all details like name, email, password, role in a form data. Then we are storing this detail in a res variable, and we set our token in a local storage. And we need to set success message account created successfully, which here. After sign up, we need to fetch a user profile. We are using get profile function, which we import from API. From this function, we are taking a user role and user ID, and we set both in a local storage. Then we need to navigate to profile page. Then we have a login file in similarly like a sign up file. In login, we have a login user get profile set or token from API file, and we import use navigate from React router DOM, and we have a use state for a form or set form in which we are taking email and password. We are using use navigate for navigating, and in use effect we have a we are taking a tokens and store that in token variable. Then we are checking for token. If we have token, if we have token, we send that to set or token. Uh, then we are fetching Google profile. Oh, here we are yes, we are setting token to here in API. Then we are using get profile to fetch a user profile, and we are setting similarly like we do in sign up page. We are setting user role and user ID in a local storage and navigate to profile. Then we have a handle chain. This is also same. Whenever user change anything in an input field, we set it to in a set form. Then we have a handle submit. In handle submit, first we need to store our data in a token, and then we transfer it to set or token, and then we are again taking a profile and taking a user role and user ID and set it in local storage and move it to navigate to profile. For Google login, we are using API for that. Next, we have a navbar file. In navbar file, we have a link use navigate, which we are importing from React router DOM, and in this first we are taking a token from a local storage and store that in our token. Then we are taking a user role in a role, and then we are checking for a token. Uh, we are checking that user is logged in or not. In handle logout, whenever when user click logout, first we are clearing all local storage, and then we set is logged into false, and then we navigate user to a login page. For search bar, we have a handle search. Whenever user give any search query, we are checking for that. If user give any query, we navigate it to a search result. In this we are checking user is logged in or not. If user is logged in, then only we show him a search bar. Then here also we are checking for logged in. If user is not logged in, we show them a login or sign up button. But if user is logged in, we show them profile, job, message, and other button. Then this code is for mobile layout, and it have a same logic like this code. Then we have a private root JSX. In this we are navigate, and first we are taking a token and store that in a token variable. Then we are checking for token. If we have token, it it means user is logged in, and we give access for children components. But if user don't have token, then we navigate it to a login page. This all from my side.
Thank you, Nikhil. Now, Shivkumar will explain JWT authentication and user profile management. Shivkumar, proceed with the presentation. Shiv,
Hello everyone. Ma'am, is my screen visible, ma'am?
Shiv, your voice is low.
Yes.
Myself, Shivkumar. In this project, Global Connect, I have closely worked on backend development using Node.js, MongoDB, and Express.js. For APIs, I used REST API for authentication and third-party APIs like Cloudinary for image storage. When it comes to building backend application, first I focused on a role-based access control system where the roles are admin, job seeker, and employee. Each and every role have particular task and certain limits inside the application. They can perform only that application, that task. For user, I have name, email, password, and the bio, profile image, experience, education, skills, and connected users ID would be stored in the user model, and the connection request sent, and the saved jobs and the roles. In the auth controller, I make sure that registration and login. While registering, I'm accepting name, email, and password. Before saving password to the database to avoid to maintain the privacy of the user, it's necessary to hash the password before saving it to the MongoDB, and it must be at least 8 characters in length. It must consist of uppercase letter, smaller case letter, numbers, and special characters. And I also have the middleware for authentication, where it is verifying the token while logging and also checking the roles before permitting user to perform certain tasks inside the application. And the roles are like register and login, and also have the login with Google if it fails, and I also have the fallback route. And the next part is user controller. In user controller, I built a write code for updating the profile and getting the profile with all the information. In updating profile, user can add their profile image and change the bio and their skills and all. And also included get user by ID, and anyone can search profile of the another user. And also created user connection controller, where one user can send connection request to the another user, and the guy who uh, received the request, they can accept the connection or they can reject the connection request. And also it is it we can list all the connection request came to particular user, and also the pending request which have been neither rejected nor accepted. And also implemented the search user by searching feature endpoint, where user can search for any user by the name, or they can search the jobs or any posts with the help of the search user by name search controller. And user connection routes are like sending request, accepting request, reject request, list connection, and the listing pending request, and searching the user by the name. And I implemented for sign in with Google, and this is the logic for it. And it once the login is successful, and it stores the JWT token in the local storage. Through that, a user can continue the working. And also the another service like socket service for messaging, chatting between the two users. And also the utilities like for Cloudinary, as I mentioned earlier, third-party API for image storage. I used Cloudinary for uploading the images and storing there. And also have the token generation, and it is only valid for 7 days. After 7 days, I need to re-login once again. Otherwise, it will not allow me to open the website directly. And to maintain the code readability and maintainability, I created an app where I imported all the routes and handled all the logic in the server page. I kept it simple and clean. So initialized the socket and connected the database and just run it. And this is my part. And also deployed it, also uploaded the code to the GitHub, front end and back end, and also updated with the live demo, the deployed link of the front end, back end, and even the API documentation is also available. I have did each and every endpoint has been tested by me and my another team member particularly, and also have the documentation and deployed link. Anyone can access it through the link. For authentication, we have register and login, where you can see clearly that the URL of the register page and the body, what are the required name, email, password, and even here is the response, and what are all the response it has sent once the registration is successful, and at the end it sends the token for further tasks. And I have the message and chatting, where to chat we need the authentication token for that user, logged in user, and the receiver ID. And that's my part. The next part is going to be continued by
Thank you,
Divyanshu.
Shivkumar. Divyanshu continue present the post jobs and feeds part.
Hello everyone. I'm audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes,
Thank you.
Divyanshu, you are audible. Please be quick, Divyanshu.
Okay, ma'am. Hi everyone. Now I have explained the some backend part of our project. uh, like post and user and feed. Let's move on post. This is the create post. The function also the users to create a new post if the post contain an image is upload the image of uh, clouding using upload stream. Then it save the post contain user ID and image URL of the MongoDB database. Finally, it send the JSON response confirming the post and creation. That is uh, after the creation and when the user update the post to allow only the creator of the post to edit it. If a new image to upload, the old one is deleting from the Clodry, replaced by the new one. Update both text content and image, return the updated post. If you can add the this ensure that consistency old image are not left behind in the story. When someone return to the post old, then use after by the new. Then move of the delete post. The post can be deleted by the either of the creator or the admin. Uh, and then delete the image, the cloudry if any remove the post recording the from the MongoDBs. The maintain clean data, both the database clean synchronize, and then move up the report post. When the user find the unsuitable content, they can be reported. When he see that there someone is the wrong data, then he should report of this post, and then user ID is added to list report by to prevent duplicate reports. List all posts, fetching all the posts from the database. User populate to include your user details like name, email, and profile picture. Sort post by the latest creating by the someone who the function power of the user feed in the front end. List of all reported fetching only the post that has been reported by the only user used by the admin to review and take action against user. Like on post when a post is a like a trigger and notification to post on it using the created notification. Uh, and then is move on the comment on the post. Allow user to comment on the post. Each comment is stored on the post document comment array. Send the notification to post owner mandatory who commented. This support real-time engagement between the users. And then move on job controller. And then employee post. Uh, this function allow the employee to create our post a new job. That means someone who apply for the job, detail like description and required to still save MongoDB and logging in the user. List all the jobs, the fetching all the user listing from the database. Each job is populated with the basic detail of the user who posted. That means user populate posted by the name, email to include the employment details. Little all the job for display on the front end job board. Apply for job. Prevent duplicate applications that add the applicant to the job applicant array, create notification, user X applicant to job titles, etc. And now move for the feed control. First user get user feed. This function generate the personalized feed for the user. It feeds all the posts made by the user and their connection. Find by the ID, combine the on the ID and plus connection ID. Fetch post from the all those users sort posted by the new first created and return a dynamic personalized feed. And then this is required to Mongoose, and this is a scheme. Firstly, post by the post by the schema type of the object. When the reference of user is required, when someone user is apply for title, description, and skill and applicant, and post when someone who command the schema and post schema, uh, and then route feed. We are that is allowed to router get user ID protect feed and to control the get you feed when someone who feed like a post and like data to convert share to the feed control generator, and that is the job route. Employee can post a job and all user get all the jobs, and only the job field can apply for the job. Router put there someone who can share the post, and who employee get to the job as seeker to apply for the job router. Thank you so much. Hello. I would like to call Tejashree.
Thank you, Divyanshu. So this is our project Global Connect by me, uh, Lakshay, Prajwal, Nikhil, Shivkumar, and Divyanshu. And I would like to know if there is any changes you would like to make me know.
Okay, I will evaluate your project at my end also. Have you all deployed the project?
Yeah, ma'am, we have deployed, ma'am.
So just send me the both the mails, both the links of the front end and
Yeah, ma'am.
back end and your report file. As well as group
Yeah,
5 and everybody else who is present in this session, I would want all of you to mail about the details of your projects, mini projects, and the major project, like I have given the format over in the chat box. And group 4 and I guess group 5, you have to send me the screenshots that you have sent the mail. Okay?
okay, ma'am. I will make sure the screenshots are sent.
Yes. So you just
Ma'am,
share
should we
your
send in?
screenshots in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So, okay. Others, I guess two groups are left. We will meet tomorrow and you can then present your projects. And now everybody else can leave the session. Thank you for being till the end. We will meet tomorrow.